Hey, it's Dead Guy Cardboard. I have a top 10 greatest soccer cards of all time list. Now you're probably thinking,
What are we talking about?
soccer?
We talking
Soccer?
man.
Yes, I think it's time for a top 10 greatest soccer card list of all time because right now I think soccer cards are the wild west of the sports card hobby. But they're becoming less and less of a niche markets right now. I mean, soccer is the world sport. There's just tons of international fans, and we know international sports fans are buying sports cards, especially basketball cards. So that love of sports cards could and is transferring to soccer cards. Um, so before I get into this top 10 list, I just want to show you an example of two current young studs and their key cards just to show that the soccer sports card hobby is already starting to take off a lot. One is Kylian Mbappe. His rookie card, his 2016 Panini sticker card, and a PSA 10 is currently selling for $2,600 right now. And his 2018 Prism cards are doing really well too, and especially the parallels. Then you got another young stud, Jadon Sancho. His 2018 Topps Chrome rookie card is going for $400 in the just a raw refractor version of that card. And hobby boxes from 2018 Topps Chrome soccer cards are going for over $500. So yeah, like I said, soccer cards are no joke right now, and they're going to continue to rise in value. So even though those two players I mentioned and their prices are quite high, I didn't include them on the list because they're still unproven players, and the cards and the players on this list are proven players. They're top 10 greatest soccer players of all time, and what I believe are very iconic or will be iconic soccer cards in the hobby. So, without further ado, number 10 is the 1964 BARRATT Famous Footballers number 29 George Best. Now, there are other players on this list that I did not include that are probably better than George Best in terms of the greatest soccer players of all time, but George Best's rookie card deserves to be on this list because he was one of the first big media celebrity soccer players. He's an Irish soccer player, but he played for Manchester United. Back in the 60s, they called him the fifth Beatle. He was just a larger-than-life character, a big partier. I think he married a Playboy playmate. And he's really similar to Joe Namath at the time. I mean, Joe Namath was also a rookie in the 60s, and they kind of look alike. He was sort of the Hollywood Joe of Britain. So even though he probably wasn't the greatest soccer player of all time, especially because I think 7 or 8 years after his career, his stats started to go down a lot due to alcoholism. But he's considered one of the greatest dribblers in history, and certainly his celeb status sort of propels the iconic image of this card. Now, there's only a total pop of 43 between SGC and PSA graded, so that's a common theme throughout all these cards. Is these soccer rookie cards are very short printed cards. A PSA 8 went for $700 in February of 2020. So there you go, the George Best rookie card at number 10. Number 9, the 1995 Panini VOETBAL 95 number 78 Ronaldo. This is a sticker card from the Netherlands. A lot of these Panini cards are sticker cards, but they're still very highly collectible as they're rookie cards of these soccer players. Ronaldo, some consider him could have been the greatest soccer player of all time if it wasn't for his knee injuries. He's the second, I think, highest scorer in World Cup history. Just an outstanding Brazilian soccer player. And this card goes for $100 raw and $600 in a PSA 8. Very condition sensitive card. There's only 53 graded of this card, so pretty obscure card and a hard card to come by in top condition. Number 8 is the 1974, I'm going to butcher the pronouncing of this card name, AGEDUCATIFS, MICHEL Platini. It's a French sticker card. He's just one of the greatest French soccer players of all time. certainly one of the best passers of all time. At PSA 3 of this card, it seems to be going for around $800. It's a very condition sensitive set. A lot of these cards are found with glue on the back of the cards because unlike baseball and basketball and other sports cards, a lot of these soccer cards weren't really intended to be collected like traditional cards. They were just used to be, pasted in the scrapbooks or put in posters. But there's just a total pop of 20 of this card between PSA and SGC. So yeah, number 7, the 1965 Bergmann number 259 Franz Beckenbauer rookie card. Beckenbauer has 3 other rookie cards from 1965, but this is definitely considered his key rookie card. And a very undervalued card in my opinion. A PSA 4 sold for $300 not too long ago, and Beckenbauer is considered the greatest German soccer player of all time, certainly the best defenseman of all time. And there's just a total grade of 13, so it's another very tough card to come by. And then at number 6, we have the 1946 Monte CUDINE disc soccer ALFREDO di Stefano. Very rare rookie card. There's only 10 graded of the Blonde Arrow. That's his nickname. He's just considered a top 5 greatest soccer player of all time by many people. Pele actually considers him to be the best Argentinian player of all time. That includes Messi and Diego Maradona. So high praise from one of the best. PSA 4 has gone for around $1,000. There's just not too many completed sales of this card. It's just so rare. But yeah, PSA 4 goes for around $1,000. There's a red and white shirt version. There's not much of a difference in rarity between the two, and there doesn't seem to be a difference in price. But yeah, there are 2 different versions of this card. Number 5, cracking the top 5, is the 2003 Panini Sports Mega Cracks number 9 or number 137 Cristiano Ronaldo. Ronaldo has a card from 2002, but it's not really considered his key card. This is definitely considered his key card. There are 2 identical, number 9 and number 137. The reason why I said that is that they're basically the same card with just different numbering. There doesn't seem to be a difference in value between the 2 cards. The 9 seems to be a little harder to get, but no real difference in value. But these cards go for good money. A PSA 10 sold for $2,225 in January of 2019. And there's only a total pop of 112. And Ronaldo's hugely popular around the world, and there's not that many of these cards out there. Very condition sensitive as well. And this will be a very valuable card, I think, in the future. And it is right now. Number 4 is the 1968 PAILREX CAMPEOS number 301. I'm sure I butchered the name of that card. JOHAN CRUYFF. CRUYFF is considered the greatest Dutch player of all time. His style of play really modernized soccer that we know of today. Just a really creative soccer player. The Cruyff turn is really famous in soccer nowadays. Here's a video of it. He has 3 rookie cards from this year, but this is definitely his key card. A PSA 7 sold for $3,383 in May of this year. And a PSA 3 sold for $525 back in November of 2019. It's a Portugal card, I believe, and there's only a total pop of 10. There might be a little bit more out there because it was a little hard to find this card in the SGC pop reports, but a very rare card of one of the greats. So number 3 is the 1977 Football Argentinos Juniors number 11 Diego Maradona. Diego is considered one of the best players of all time. Some people think he's number 1 in terms of the greatest. That's always up for debate who's the greatest soccer player of all time. But as a result, this card deserves even the top 3. This is his rookie card. It's a disc card, so it's a very unusual card. He does have a 1978 sticker card that's also very popular, but the disc card from 1977 tends to sell for more in a similar condition. And it's his true rookie card. And if you look at the Stefano 1943 disc that I mentioned earlier, that does sell for more than his 1953 card. That's a traditional size card. So I think this 1977 disc rookie card is definitely the card to get of Diego. And his 1979 Panini sticker also sells for good money. I mean, a PSA 9 sold for $1,800 recently. The Panini name is always big in soccer, and certainly to Europeans, because now they're familiar with Panini through the basketball line. But again, this PSA, this 1977 disc sells really well. Like a PSA 7 sold for over $2,000 in 2017. There's a total pop of just 27 between SGC and PSA, so it's a very rare card. Number 2 on the list. This is a huge card. This will always remain a big card in the hobby. The 2004 Panini Sports Mega Cracks number 71, Messi. This is Messi's key rookie card. He has a couple from this year, but this is definitely his key card. A PSA 9 sold for $4,309 in March, but a PSA 10 went for $14,000 in March of 2019. It's a very condition-sensitive set, and there's only a PSA pop of 150, so it's a very rare card to come by. And Messi, Messi is the Mike Trout, the Tom Brady, whatever you want to call it right now, the soccer world. And this will always be a very important card. But not as important as the number 1 card. The holy grail card for soccer cards. I'm going to butcher the name of the actual card since it's a Swedish card. It's the 1958 ALFREDO number 635 Pele rookie card. So Pele has a couple rookie cards from 1958, but this is by far his key card. He was only 17 at the time that this card was issued. It's a Swedish card. This card goes for a good chunk of change. A PSA 9 sold for $57,000 in November 2018. Has a pop of just 33. It's a very fragile card, so it's hard to come by in high condition. And yeah, this will always be a very significant card in the soccer card hobby. Pele is considered the greatest player of all time. I mean, it could be Messi, it could be Diego, but I don't think this card will ever move down a spot because it's like the Honus Wagner, if you will, of the soccer cards. So that's it. Let me know what you think. If there are other rookie cards that I put off the list that you wish were on this list, I'm curious. And also, just to note, another important set right now in the soccer card hobby is the 2014 World Cup Prism, because that's the first Prism set for soccer cards. And Prism is huge in basketball, and Europeans love Prism basketball. It's also the first set to have on-card autos of so many of these soccer players I just listed, so it's a very significant set. Hobby boxes are impossible to come by now of that set. And as always, please like and subscribe, and maybe hit that notification bell. I don't post too many videos, so I won't be spamming your email box of notifications, but I enjoy putting these videos together, and I hope you guys did too. Enjoy watching them. Later.